Hi, I'm Elizabeth St. Hilaire, and I am a Northern California collage artist. I use all the prints that I make on my gel plate to create impressionistic torn paper paintings. And now that the weather has gotten beautiful, I'm really excited about painting the landscape. I often work in plein air festivals. I've worked at the Sedona Plein Air Festival and the Wekiva Springs Paint Out. So I take my paper tidbits in a portable easel and I work outside. So today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how I create collage paper on the gel plate for skies in landscape. So let's go check it out. So for creating paper for skies, we're going to keep in mind that we want it to be not so busy, and we want to use a paper that is going to rip with sort of soft organic edges. Book pages and sheet music, they're going to have hard sort of edges, and they're not going to be real soft, fluffy sky paper. So this roll of rice paper, which is 18 by 30 inches, and it's a Kozo paper, it's strong and absorbent, but it's not sized on either side. So I love this for the way that it tears, but because it's not sized on either side, sometimes it's gonna wanna stick to a brand new gel plate. So you have to be patient with this paper. You will love the way that it rips, especially for clouds, because it rips in a really nice sort of fluffy edge, soft edge, but it might frustrate you on the gel plate. The other option is to just go with the rice paper pad. This is sized on one side, so it has a smooth side, and the smooth side always goes down on the plate, and then it won't stick. This is thicker paper than the stuff on the roll. So while it still rips organic and nice, I think the stuff on the roll being thinner, it rips just a little bit nicer. So let's do a little on both. Also, I would never rule out book pages or sheet music. You can always use pieces and parts of that. You really need to experiment to see what works for you. I'm going to show you what I found works for me in terms of that paper especially. But if you don't have it and you want to use something different, see how you like it. Here's my my roll. You can see the way that it rips beautifully. You could imagine this as the edge of a cloud, just the way that it is, and it just rips soft and fuzzy edges, which is why I like it. So let's see if we have trouble with it sticking to the plate. If you have a brand new gel plate, it's going to be quite sticky. And the older that they get, they're a little less sticky. So the two colors that I generally use for sky, really simple, manganese blue and titanium white. That's what I painted the sky with. This is what I think makes the best sky color. Of course, if you want to use arbitrary color and make your sky violet or lavender or a cloudy day or a stormy day, but when you're looking for a blue sky, like what I've painted in the Tuscan landscape, this is what I'm going to use. Okay, so let's do a light colored solid, or with the manganese blue. This is really translucent. You can see the tick marks on it really clearly. So this is a really translucent color. So we're going to roll that out onto the plate in a nice thin layer. And we're going to start with this. And then we're going to see how it goes on the rough rice paper. So it's not sticking for me. Sometimes it does. It's not sticking for me. If it sticks, try adding a little bit more paint. I feel like, I don't know, this is a real thin one and it doesn't tend to stick, but you know, you just have to practice. So here I've got 4. Let's tear this off and we'll work with this large sheet of 4. So the first thing to do is that the first simple way is a little bit of blue and a little bit of white and rolling it so that it doesn't blend together totally, leaving it sort of like that, and putting that on top of one of the light colored solids. So now we have sort of a cloudy, soft blue and white, with that one. The next one is to do white. Roll it out. I did not clean my brayer, so it's got a slight blue tint in it from the paint that was already on it. And this one we're going to put on, and we're just going to barely touch it, so we get some interesting transfer of the white. And I'm going to put the ghost print of that over the first one we did. And we're going to be getting some soft, subtle, light blue this way. We can also take the white, add a dab of blue, swirl that around. So there's blending it so it's not mixed, and there's blending it so that it is mixed. When you do want it to all be mixed, you need to swirl the brayer like you're stirring a pot and then roll it out. Swirl in a circle and then roll it out. And then this one we're going to lay on top of the dark blue. And again, we're going to press lightly, and we're going to get light over that blue. So I'm going to do that one more time over this one. And I've lightened up the blue by adding the white on top. And I really like the way this one came out, where it's sort of mottled, kind of cloudy blue. So we can try that one again. Couple dabs of blue, couple dabs of white, and then rolling them so that they don't blend. So keeping that brayer light, lifting it, jumping it around, sort of blending it in a mottled fashion. So it's sort of kind of that cloudy sky blue, and putting that again over and creating that sort of subtle light blue and white. Okay, now I want to use a stencil, so I'm going to keep this color that I use with the stencil very close to the blue that I've already got, so that the pattern is very subtle. So I'm not sure if that's going to show up. Add a little bit more blue to it. Stirring and rolling it out. And then I've got this stencil that I designed called Wind, and I thought that might be kind of cool in the sky, because it would be sort of wind and sky cloudish, but I want it to be very subtle. So I'm putting nearly the same color on top of itself, so that it's really like a tone on tone. All right, that was too subtle, but it's in there a little bit. It's in there just a wee bit, but we might want it to be a wee bit more. So let's add some white. That's a good ghost print, but it's the same color, so we need it to be just slightly different value than what we have on the paper, so we get a very subtle pattern. So let's try this again over the same square that we were just on. And here, this is more of what I had in mind. So soft and subtle. The edges of that are kind of graphic, because the stencil is hard-edged. So I'm going to flip it over in the opposite direction and print it again over itself. Now we're softening it. We're softening the effect. Now I'm going to take the ghost print and put that over this one. And the ghost print is always a more soft organic effect than the first print. So here is a nice subtle effect on the blue as well. So here's a nice light sort of subtle effect on our blues, and I'm going to do one more. So actually let's see what happens when we roll this out. So I'm cleaning my brayer on a clean sheet of paper and then rolling the manganese right over that ghost print. We'll see if that prints anything interesting. So I'm gonna too subtle to see, and that's okay. So the next thing I want to do is just the white over the blue again. I'm just going to go a little heavier with the white this time. So let's make a second blue sheet here. And this time we're gonna go heavier with the white. I'm gonna clean my brayer off. And just put that white heavier right over the blue. So it's still subtle. Let's try it again, heavier. More white, a thicker paint application, and a light touch. So I like the way that came out. And another one with a light touch. Yeah, there we go. So here's even lighter, paler blue. When you make sky blue, the sky is much lighter than you think. So when we look at what we painted here, I have a slightly lighter value with this paper, but I definitely have some good options in here. This swirliness doubled up stencil is going to look really neat sort of in the sky. It has to be subtle because we don't want this to be too busy. So the subtleness of this one is really nice. Not sure about this. This could be good in other applications, but that is a high contrast and it's going to be too busy in here. So I might clean my brayer off on this. And that's going to give me probably some good cloud transition. So the edge of the cloud where the white meets the blue, that'll be good for in there. So there's some really nice sky blues with manganese blue and titanium white, trying a very subtle stencil pattern or just the blended rolling pattern, and going with some really light and some little bit less light, and then down to a little bit less light. But keeping in mind that the sky is always lighter than you think it is. Look out the window at the sky and you'll see that it is usually much paler blue than you think in real life. So now we've got some great collage papers for the Tuscan landscape.